Step one, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge in financial freedom. Today, I've got a little article about NVIDIA and their earnings. They definitely hit a home run on those earnings, but the stock market was not as happy as could be expected. They were looking for that 75 cent earnings on share, and they got 81 cents on share, but they wanted more. They're a little bit greedy right now, so we'll dive into that article. And then the big headline for today is that Bitcoin at 97,000. So let's dive on in and get you prepped for success today. Oh, wrong screen. I don't know why it's always switching it around. Let's get it to the right screen real quick. There we go. All right, I've got the stock heat map pulled up. We've got NVIDIA, which started a little bit of a sell-off at the end of the day yesterday. Sitting down 0.76 in the pre-market. It is down 1.66. We've got Apple that is sitting up 0.32 in the pre-market. It is up 0.23. Got Berkshire Hathaway sitting neutral, just down 0.01. In the pre-market, it's sitting the same, down 0.01. We've got Amazon is sitting down 0.85. And in the pre-market, it is sitting up just a tiny bit, up 0.03. We've got Eli Lilly sitting up 0.325, making back some of those gains off the announcement of RFK Jr. being in charge of the health department in the federal government. In the pre-market, though, we've got Eli Lilly sitting down 0.32% right now. ExxonMobil made some gains off of the oil data drop from yesterday. In the pre-market is still sitting up a little bit. We've got it up 0.48%. Tesla is sitting down 1.15, and in the pre-market is sitting down a little bit as well, sitting down 0.275. Microsoft is sitting down a little bit as well, down 0.55 in the pre-market, down as well, sitting down 0.19. Google is sitting down 1.2, and in the pre-market is sitting down another 0.23%. Meta is sitting up 0.79 from yesterday, and in the pre-market is making some more gains, up 0.35%. Crypto is looking amazing this morning. We've got Bitcoin up 3.74% right now, sitting at 97,900, almost 98,000. We've got Ethereum, which is sitting up 2.24% right now. Oh, just changed, 2.37% on the day. We've got Solana up 2.24. We've got XRP slowing down on some of those gains that it had made. You know, it is above a psychological level now, above that $1 mark, and it's up 0.41% right now, but definitely got some potential for a bigger move. We've got BNB sitting up 0.53. We've got Dogecoin sitting up 1%. We've got Toncoin sitting down 2.26, sitting up 2.26. We've got SWI making a little bit of retracement. I've got an article about that. It is having some outage issues, which is funny because it wanted to be the Solana killer, and guess what? It's having Solana problems. We've got Cardano sitting down 1.67, back into that 70 cent range. We've got Avalanche sitting up 0.92. we've got WorldCoin sitting down 0.11. Zebu is sitting down 0.22. We've got Tron sitting up 2.05. We've got Chainlink making some moves up 2.18. And Wrapped Bitcoin is sitting up 3.71. On the economic calendar for today, we don't really have any super heavy data except for the initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims. Could definitely see some revision to the downside on the continuing jobless claims. It's already forecasted to be down about from 1,873,000 to 1,870. So could definitely see some more revision below that number. And this is definitely not what we're wanting to see, as we're trying to curb inflation right now. And we're not really seeing the market strength that we've wanted. We got underreporting on the housing numbers, so that came in below target, and that definitely was another negative indicator. We want to see things start heading in the opposite direction. You can kind of see that the initial jobless claims for this week is forecasted to be up from last week, but could easily just get revised down next week. So we'll kind of keep our eye on that. That is going to be dropping at 8:30 this morning. We also do have the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index. And later in the day, we will have the Kansas Fed Manufacturing Index as well. Not as heavy of a data mover as the initial jobless claims will be, but still a slight market mover. Manufacturing is a big part of the economy, and it's been not doing so well this past year. So we kind of want to see that turn around as well. Could definitely start seeing that turn around massively with the next president, and we'll just have to keep our eye on that. We want to be competitive and keep the U.S. doing a little bit stronger, and it benefits everyone in the long run. We do have some Fed chairs speaking later in the day. 12:25 for that first one and 12:30 for the second one. So 2 Fed chairs speaking today. Other than that, we do have Japan coming out with some heavy data at 6:30 Eastern time. That'll be core inflation rate year over year. Inflation rate minus food and energy. So basically core inflation for the U.S. Inflation rate month over month and inflation rate year over year. This might move the markets a little bit, especially considering we don't have massively heavy data coming out from the U.S. today. So something to keep your eye on for later in the day. Let me hop over to the fear and greed. The stock market still sitting neutral, 50 0-point change. For the crypto side of things, we're down a point off of a big move up and at 82 and extreme greed still. So definitely looking for a point where we see our next local resistance. For the liquidation heat map, we do have some liquidity that has started piling up to the top side of us. That 98,000 on the Binance exchange is the hot spot for the top side on the daily. For the bottom side, we've got that 93,000 range sitting all the way down to 92.5 on the bottom side. Let me zoom it on out a little bit, see the 3-day, see if there's any other hot spots on the way up. Not really any other hot spots to the bottom side of us. So definitely looking like we could get a little bit of a ping pong action. I don't know if we scoop all the way down to 93,000 and pick up that liquidity right now. I think we will save that for later and continue that little push to the upside that we've been doing. I have been looking at the FedWatch tool recently because, it's been changing quite frequently. Sorry for blinding y'all. There is no dark mode on this, but as you can see, we've now dropped to below 60% on the chances for a rate cut coming December, and we're now above 40% on chances that we see no change. So just something that we're going to have to keep our eye on, because the rest of the market, the rest of the global market, is going to be making decisions based off of what the US might do coming December. I know Japan has been coming out quite frequently talking about a lot of what their decision is going to be based off of is going to be the global economy. And their eye is on the US extremely strongly. We've got the yen and the US dollar at large disparities right now. We're sitting at 155, 157 yen per US dollar, and this is largely out of the range that they were wanting to see at the end of the year. They wanted to see lower in that $145 range to close out the year and hopefully continue into next year, where we have our cutting cycle continue. It is forecasted that we get down to about the low 2% to the 3.25% on our interest rates. So we're definitely going to be cutting for quite a while, and Japan wants to take full advantage of that and bring some strength back into their dollar while they can. Let me pull the Bitcoin chart up real quick and say hello to chat before I really dive on into Bitcoin. We had Anthony Soprano in here first saying good morning, BC. Good morning, Anthony Soprano. It's been a while since I've seen you in here. We got Donato Cabrera saying good morning. Maureen R saying good morning. We got Knox Bill in here. Great morning with the Bitcoin symbol. It most definitely is. I've been talking about some higher prices in the community, and I'm looking for the 102 range to kind of see 102 to 103 range to kind of see some topping out. That's the top of that Fibonacci extension that I have drawn, and could very easily hit that and maybe just scoot on past it. We've got Crypto Chef in here saying VC blockchains are all the same. Cardano is just better. I have to agree with the VC blockchain thing. I don't know about the whole Cardano is just better. I mean, Cardano is a great chain. They've just been moving really slow, which, in this market where we move fast and things break, they decided to take a slightly different approach. And we will just have to see how that plays out in the long run. It's got potential in your TradFi markets, if you play it out like that, to come out very well. And maybe it's no different in crypto. Maybe they just know what they're doing a little bit better, and we'll just have to see as time goes on. Because I do think we will start seeing some shakeup in the crypto markets, and we will start seeing a lot of these projects, the crappy projects that don't do nothing, that don't have utility, some of the meme tokens just start falling off, because these are the areas of crypto that your retail that makes retail scared. And yes, you can get big gains off of it, but at what cost? The cost of more money coming into the market. We've got All Set in here saying good morning, Alexander G. Good morning, BC and Anthony Soprano as well. Good morning, All Set. Good morning. We've got, let's see, Crypto Billy in here. Good morning, good morning. Buck is in here as well. Good morning, Buck. Crypto Chef says, I love waking up to BTC high and SWI turned off. Ice Cube said it best. It's a good day. Most definitely. We got Darren Does Things in here as well. He says, I'm late. What's good, fam? These prices are what's good. I'm definitely waiting for higher prices, and we'll kind of take a look at that here in a second. We've got Falco in here saying, yo, And just call me AI saying good morning. Or is that Al? I can't tell. We got Baba Yaz in here as well. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. Here's the Bitcoin chart on the 4 hour. You can kind of see that our money flow is picking up a little bit and looking to potentially turn green. We are not getting any topping signals. We did get a reversal signal way back here that didn't really play out for anything and just ended up being a continuation. And we're not getting any reversal signals right here on a 4 hour chart. You do see some overboughts, which could definitely be a signal, a smaller little pullback before a continuation. Let me zoom it on out to the daily so you can kind of get a wider view on that. As you can see on a daily chart, your MACD still just at that point where it was moving sideways and is looking to tick to the upside. Your inflows for Bitcoin are extremely green right now on a daily chart. You can see these overbought signals did not really affect anything. There was no reversal signal either, and we just continued on to the upside, even though this prime oscillator was red. Looking for that to switch green on the daily, and definitely going to be some explosive moves when it does. We've got the hourly chart looking pretty nice as well. Your MACD is looking a little like it could curve, but your money flow is extremely green here and is looking really nice. You've got this bounce off of this 382 from last night, and we just exploded off of it extremely quickly. Got up to the golden pocket here on this Fibonacci extension. Saw a little bit of resistance there before moving to the upside of it. Any pullback that I'm looking for is kind of just going to be to make this golden pocket here some support. That's that 97.5 range on Bitcoin. You could also see, if you do see some heavy sell-off off of the jobs data, some lower price targets down here at this 95 range. Could easily just not come down to that though and just bounce off here from these lows at that 96.8 range. So definitely looking decently bullish. Some of the shorter time frames have some potential for some slight pullbacks. As you can see here on a 15-minute chart, your MACD is very indecisive here. Your prime oscillator has several divergences, which look like they could play out. Your money flow is kind of waffling around from inflows to outflows. It's at a point where some bears could take a little bit of control, but I don't think it is a long-lasting control. We have been extremely bullish, and 100K is definitely looking plausible before the end of November. We've got that 100K range being the platinum pocket here on this extension and isn't too far of a jump to the upside. That's almost exactly 100,000 on that platinum pocket. It's sitting $100,500. So if we do end up getting some pullbacks, I would look at that low here as a potential bouncing point, that 96.8 off of some bad job data. That's if we get a revision that's revised a little bit lower than is forecasted, or these initial jobless numbers come out a little weaker than we've been wanting to see. We want to see some more strength in there. It'd probably just be a quick move though. That's coming out 8:30 this morning Eastern time. So I don't know if anyone has any assets they'd like me to take a look at, but definitely throw those in the chat for me now. And I will take a look at that after I hop into these news articles real quick. We've got NVIDIA here, as I had teased in the beginning. NVIDIA stock dips despite revenue soaring 94%. Some investors wanted more. Shares slipped more than 2% in the after hours as the AI chip king didn't meet the most high expectations on revenue guidance. Nvidia stock flopped in the after hours trading Wednesday and is set to kick off Thursday deals lower by about 2%, all because some investors weren't particularly happy with the chip's giant stellar earnings report. For the third quarter, Nvidia delivered whopping growth, beating expectations for sales and earnings, and also projected better than expected guidance for the current quarter. The AI train keeps riding full throttle, it seems. Earnings per share arrived at 81 cents, eclipsing the 75 cents expected. Revenue hit $35.08 billion, comfortably topping the $33 billion eyeballed by analysts. Revenue for the current quarter, the company said, was estimated to land at $3.75 billion. The deal with that is it beat the average Wall Street estimates of 37.08, but failed to go beyond the loftiest consensus calls for 41 billion. Some investors obviously wanted too much. The fourth quarter guidance from Nvidia suggests growth of about 70%, a marked slowdown from the breakneck increase of 265% annual growth in the same quarter last year. Shares of the chip-making juggernaut have advanced 200% this year, positioning the company as the world's largest with a market cap of 3.6 trillion. Apple follows right behind after with a valuation of 3.45 billion. I think Nvidia's definitely got some big gains coming ahead of it. I don't know how much people pay attention to Nvidia, but here in about 3 months, they will be dropping their newest series of GPUs. And these GPUs are what power all of the AI sector. And this new chip is looking quite amazing. From their top chip right now, which is going to be the 4090, their bottom level chip, the 5060 that they're looking at dropping, is going to be 50% better than the best chip right now. And the top side of that 5090 that they could drop, the numbers really aren't out on it yet. But you could see it blowing all of the competition out of the water. Their next competition is AMD. AMD makes a decent product, but I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up with NVIDIA's massive increases on their power potentials with these AI GPUs. So we'll just have to keep our eyes out because that's coming 2025. So let me hop into chat real quick, see if anyone said anything new. We've got Jesse Gulek in here. Good morning. Just woke up. Good morning, Jesse Gulek. I hope you're liking these prices this morning. We've got Baba Yaz in here saying Radium and CLV Clover Finance, my small cap winner. I will definitely put that on the list. Let me see. Got Radium. Did I mute myself? Sorry about that. Oh, yep, I did when I typed radium. Sorry about that. I had said pre you had said pre-market open pumped all the alts. Do you think it's because of the basket products containing alts? And I was answering that no, I think it's just the fact that the crypto market cap as a whole is increasing. You do see Bitcoin, which is quickly approaching that $100,000 mark. And when you see retail investors who are either coming back or coming for the first time, that $100,000 price looks a little scary. And they take a look at these altcoins. You've got so many projects sitting below it where it's like, okay, why would I buy something that's $100,000 when you've got Cardano in here in the top 10, which is sitting at 78 cents? Or you've got XRP, which is in the top 10, and it's just $1. I can afford to spend $1. I could get so many shares of this for $1, and this is why you've been seeing some of the alts take these bigger runs as Bitcoin is moving on to the upside. You also do have some of Trump's potential policies like no income, no taxes on American crypto projects, which have been driving some people towards certain projects. So definitely seeing everything kind of raise together on this pump. You can kind of see here your Bitcoin dominance has not been like really regaining that strength that we've been wanting to see. This is just a 15-minute chart here on the dominance, but as you can kind of see, we've been bumping up against the 61, the top side of the 61%, and definitely looking like a local resistance on it. You'll normally see this happen when your alts are also moving to the upside as well and are getting a little more love than Bitcoin is itself, especially when you're seeing these massive numbers on Bitcoin. You know, $100,000 is a very psychological number, and it's a very large number. And if someone can go buy, say, 10 shares of, as username says, near, then why would they spend that small amount of money on something that's just $100,000 right now? Yes, you might see some upside targets of like 160,000 on Bitcoin this cycle if we do see the massive moves that some of us have been talking about at the Piper Academy. But you could also see way bigger gains off of something like Near or XRP or ADA or Injective. All of these are lower priced and definitely big movers as well. So this is why you've been seeing some of those alts pump in as you see these retail investors come back with the potential to buy some of these alts, unlike your traditional markets. So let me hop into that SWE article real quick. We've got SWE Network faces major outages as validators go down. SWE Network, a layer 1 blockchain developed by Mistin Labs, hasn't produced a new blocks on its mainnet for nearly 2 hours. And this was at 5:30 this morning, so we're coming up on that 3-hour mark here, leaving the blockchain effectively stalled. The SWE Network status page confirms a major outage with validators down. The state and states that the team is investigating the issue. Neither Mistin Labs nor SWE Foundation has officially commented on the outage yet. Blockchain outages typically result in failed transactions and an inability to access decentralized applications running on the affected network. The SWE token is down nearly 10% over the past 24 hours, currently trading around $3.42 according to the block's sweet price data. The token ranks 18th with a market cap of about 9.8 billion. Miston Labs has raised a total of 336 million in funding to date and is backed by high-profile investors including A16Z Crypto, Coinbase Ventures, Binance Lab, and Circle Ventures. The company was valued at over $2 billion in 2022 following its $300 million asset Series B round. This is a developing story and will be updated as new information becomes available. This is something we're going to have to keep our eyes on today, as I had teased a little bit. And the opener, SWI, was coming out as the Solana killer, which Solana was coming out as the Ethereum killer. But all of these VC blockchains, as someone had said earlier, are all kind of the same. They do a lot of transactions per second, but when you have problems like this, you definitely see some issues here. You don't want a blockchain that is going to be doing massive transactions to go down. How is it supposed to compete in your global market if it's struggling at the 1,000 TPS mark? Yes, Ethereum is slower, but it is slowly improving on its product, and you don't really see Ethereum outages like that. If you make a transaction on Ethereum, it goes through. Is it slower? Does it cost a little more? Yes, but those are problems that can be solved very easily with updates and layer 2s. But you can't fix a problem if you can't use the blockchain. So I did have the SWI chart pulled up earlier. Let me scroll on down to that. Where was it? It's in my list there. There we go. You can kind of see here it is getting a little bit of a pump on the 15-minute chart. But if you move it on up, let's see the daily chart here. You can kind of see we've got a giant pullback down to this 1618 on a Fibonacci extension line. I know the outages definitely played a part on that, but this 1618 is also just a point where we also want to see some support made. So could draw a fib retracement here. It's going from this platinum that golden pocket there, pulling up to the highs, kind of in line with the 236 there as a potential bouncing point. But when you're seeing your money flow on the daily looking like it's curving to the downside, as well as this information about SWI, you could definitely see some more downside targets closer to that $3 mark and 3 cents as a potential point for SWI to drop all the way down to. You can kind of see here on 15-minute chart, you saw that little bounce up, but with your outages, you'll just have to see how that plays on out. This is I'm pretty sure I'm one of the first people to talk about it today because it just happened this morning. So we will kind of see how the market gauges that. You did see Solana not really getting too negative price movements off of some of those outages that it's had this past year. But on other ones, it dropped Solana about 12%. So just something to keep in mind about SWI today. Keep your eyes out on more data dropping for SWI. I had Raydium asked for, so let me see. Raydium. Oh, let's go to crypto. What is the ticker for Raydium? If someone could let me know. Oh, there it is. There we go. Is this the market cap? Nope. It looks like it's just spot on trading view. All right, so we got Radium here. Oh, making some nice moves this month to the upside. Let me pull a fib retracement from that low to this high. Looks like we're sitting right underneath that 236. You've got your 15-minute chart kind of looking like we could see a little bit of some bouncing off of that 236 though. Let me zoom on out to the daily though to kind of get a better view. You can kind of see here your money flow is looking green. It's not massively green, but it is still some inflows. You do have some divergences here on your daily chart. Definitely some potential for some slight pullback there. Your MACD is looking pretty indecisive on the daily as well. Kind of sideways movements and some lightning on this oscillator here. So just something to look at for the daily. That some potential pullbacks are plausible. It does look like on a 4-hour chart here that we did make some lower lows here and lower highs. This high here is lower as well. I would look for a higher high to be made above this 236, but as you can kind of see here on your 4-hour chart as well, the money flows looking like it's coming to the negative side of things. You do have some slight potential here for a MACD cross on the top side of things, but with it looking more sideways, could definitely just end up being a bounce off of the indicator line for some more downside movements. Let me kind of drop it down to the 1-hour chart and see what the money flow is looking like on the hourly. Looking like it's picking back to the upside here. So just a little bit of a pump here to this 236 is definitely plausible. That's that $5.82 mark. We're looking like we could make some divergences if we break above that, and could definitely drag that down. Your MACD kind of looks like it's shooting for some upside, but with your money flow on some of those higher time frames being more negative, I would really want to see more of that money flow moving on in. It will kind of depend on how Bitcoin is going to do for the day as well. Let me drop that back down to the 15-minute to kind of see how the morning might play out. Yep, your 15-minute chart has heavy outflows, picking up on those outflows as well. So prime oscillator looking to the upside, so might make a kind of a double topping here. And your MACD as well is just crossed on the top side of things, but with the money flow looking a little more negative, could definitely be a short-term pump. The bottom side on here, we've got that 50%, the 382 sitting at $5.60. And if we end up making some lower lows and continuing some of this trend here from back here, you could definitely see that 50-cent come into that 50% retracement come into play, and that $5.41 be a strong point, because as you can see back here, we got 3 touches off of it and really moved on to the upside. It looks like this is a good buying level for the current time frame. So definitely got potential for a little bit of some downside, especially with how the market's going to be gauging some of this job data for today. Let me take a look at chat real quick. Got username in here saying, I got one for you, Buck, to look into. I'll message you. Just curious of what your thoughts would be. Well, let us all know, username. Maybe we all want to take a look at this. Don't hide the alpha from us. We've got super natural. I'm not sure if I said that properly. Saying can you take a look at Link? Most definitely. We've got Randy Abite in here saying good morning, Alexander G. Good morning, all set. Good morning, Billy. Yep. Good morning, Randy Abite. I'm not seeing anything else. Oh, it looks like Crypto Chef says look like Sweet is live now. Sweet is producing blocks again. So maybe just a short outage on it. So definitely could potentially see some more upside on it. We'll just have to see how the day goes and how the market really gauges that outage. Because, it is almost 6:30 my time, and you've got people that are not awake when we are, and waiting for more of those people to wake up and really see how they're going to take that news, because that's not always a positive thing to look at. We did have Link requested, so let me pull up Link real quick. It's been a little while since I've looked at it. It looks like we got a decent bounce off of this 382 here. Before moving on up to the upside, we are back in that $15 range on Link. It's looking like we could end up breaking the high here and reversing this trend. I would want to see this $15.33 mark kind of taken and turned it to some support, as you can kind of see here. If you even go back a little bit further on that $15.33 mark, you see heavy selling pressure here as well as here. So I'd really want this to be taken and turned into support. You can kind of see on your 15-minute chart, your money flow took a little bit of a dive into the red, but is looking kind of green again. We will see what some higher time frame charts say, though. We've got your daily chart with heavy green money flow, looking a little like it might be topping out, though. The MACD is very, very toppy looking. Could see a little bit of a push off of that. We've got heavy divergences here on the daily. Let's zoom back on in there. Let me fix that line. It's messing with me. There we go. It wasn't straight. Oh, let me hit the 4 hour, not the 3 hour. There we go. You've got your MACD, which is kind of here at a point where it needs to make a decision here. You do have your money flow, which looks like it's starting to pick up. There's been some waffling back and forth between inflow and outflow here, as you can kind of see. Light green, light red, light green, a little bit of light red here, some light green. You do see your prime oscillator, which is looking light red. You did have it here, light red as well, where it ended up coming up to this point of heavy selling pressure, and we are now bouncing back up against that. We'll kind of have to see here if this is able to be turned into some support. This on a 4 hour chart as well would be, if we can turn it into support here, would be a point where the MACD crosses on the top side and could see some explosive moves on out. As you can kind of see here, this is all higher highs and higher lows. So definitely looking for this to turn into some support here before we end up moving on up here to the $16.34 range on Link. As you can kind of see here, we haven't been in this range since back in July, June, late June. And as you can see here, there was a there is some points here. 1605 could be a point where we start seeing some resistance on the way up to that $16.40 mark. We ended up breaking all of these highs from back here on the way down. So reclaiming some of that would be a nice indicator as well. That first one that I really want to see, though, is going to be that $15 and 40-cent mark. Because we as you can see here, we ended up turning this 13 and 1 cent into the $13 range into some heavy support and moving on up. And I want to see this broken and turn into support. And this is probably where you would see your prime oscillator turn green, your MACD cross as well on the positive side on a 4-hour chart. Let's see what the 1 hour is saying. Got a cross to the top side on your 1 hour chart. Money flows looking pretty nice. Looking like could be a little bit toppy here though. Definitely seeing some signs where we're pointing up on your prime oscillator. So if we end up getting up to this range, could very easily be that turning it into some support that we see. So let's see what the 15 minutes saying. Got that cross here as well to the top side. Your money flow was picking up green. Getting some overbought signals, but not a reversal signal yet. So moving on up to this $15 mark, the $15.40 mark is definitely going to be the big battle for Link for the morning. Making a higher low here, or at least an equal low with this last high, $14.73, would be a little plausible. You've got things pointed very to the upside, and it's going to depend a lot on how this money flow goes. So definitely could see some of these this 1431 also be hit if we see some sell-off on the rest of the market. I know I had seen Bitcoin was getting a little bit of a move back down to the downside after breaking $98,000 here. Yep, broke that 98,000 and is pulling on back down to this golden pocket on a Fibonacci extension. So if we end up breaking lower than that, I would not be surprised to see the rest of these alts kind of get a pullback as well. I don't know if anyone else had some projects they'd like me to look at, but I do see French Toaster in here this morning. Frenchie, good morning, good morning. How are you doing today? We've got Buck saying not financial advice. Yes, nothing on here is financial advice. I just make some guesses. I say guesses, but it is from years in the market and seeing how things move, and taking a little look at older patterns and seeing how things have played out. So LBC in here this morning. By end of day, look at Bitcoin. Oh wait, what you saying? Are you saying 100K by end of day? I mean, it's plausible, but I'm more looking at by the end of the month here. You know, we do have the holiday, which is coming up. It's looking like we could see a little bit of some pullback on Bitcoin for the 382, the golden pocket here being hit. But I don't know how far down we really go. This 50% line on the fib extension has not been turned into some support and was really blasted through, and is a fair value gap on some of these higher term time frames. As you can see here, this whole move on up out is a fair value gap. You can kind of see here as well that this is all just a big move on up, and not seeing any resistance there. So this is kind of a midpoint on the way up, and could definitely be a point where we pull back down to. You do have some liquidity, which is sitting below us to the 93 as well on a daily chart. I don't see us getting down that far unless we have some extremely bad job data for the morning. It is forecasted to be a little bit lower on the revision side of things, but if we come in even lower on that and get some bad initial jobless claims, you might see a little bit of pullback to the midline of that fair value gap on the hourly, because the hourly is more likely to be played out on these shorter time frames. Let me draw that out real quick for you so we can kind of see, wrong one, where the midline is on that fair value gap there. Kind of a whole move to the upside there, and bottom side there being kind of there, because not seeing any real resistance on that. Let me change the color of that and the background as well. There we go. Midline looking 96 range for the fair value gap there. So definitely could see some bouncing off of that point if we do end up losing this golden pocket on the Fibonacci extension. 97,600 mark would be a point where I would want to see some continued strength. Money flows looking pretty decent on the hourly. There was some waffling around on that money flow though, just like some of those alts on your shorter term time frame. Heavy divergences here on the prime oscillator, and looking like we're at that point of outflows again. So just something to keep in mind. We've got several points where we can end up seeing some bouncing on Bitcoin. Below that 96 range, we had that 95.6, which is that 50% line where we stalled at for a brief second before continuing that blast on out on the 15-minute chart. So looks like my camera went down. I don't know what's going on there, but I will wrap the show up on that note. I don't know why it's not working. That's weird. I didn't do anything there. Well, let me just swap it on back to that. Here's the Bitcoin chart for everyone. I don't know why my camera went down, but you can look at the beautiful Bitcoin chart instead of my beautiful face this morning as I wind this show on down. Thanks to everyone that tuned in this morning. Appreciate every single one of you. We have Mark Dutch in here sliding in at the very end. Good morning, Mark Dutch. Tune in to the morning market report with Piper and OC Guy. I tried turning it off and back on LBC. I don't know what it's doing. It says that it's off on my computer. It doesn't even have the light either. So kind of weird on that. I'll have to see if it's a driver issue on the computer. But everyone, tune in to the morning market report with OC Guy and Piper. It is Thursday, right? It is Thursday. I got the days of the week correct. It's all been, yep, it is Thursday. So it is the last day of the week for the Crypto Nightcap with TradeFly and FD White. That will be at 8:30 Eastern PM. We also have, I believe, if I've got this correct, Lunar, is this the last day of your show as well? You said Sunday through Thursday. That will be 11 p.m. Eastern time. So tune in to that show as well. If you didn't check out last night's show, you should definitely go back and take a look at that. So that is Markets After Dark with Lunar Beaches Crypto. And if you didn't hear the announcement, we've got a new show coming on to the Piper Academy with Trade Intuition, and that will be 5 days a week. I don't know the time on that just yet, but definitely looking forward to it. Trade Intuition does some great alpha out there. So Lunar said yes, unless I'm feeling frisky. Well, I guess we'll just see if he cuts it off on Thursday. If he's feeling extra frisky on a Friday and wants to do a surprise show. So if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, we definitely appreciate that around here. It is a free way to support the channel. If you haven't joined our Discord, we've got a lot of we've got a lot of alpha in there daily that would definitely be worth checking out. We've got a WAP upperclassman as well. If you want to see some of those degen moves that some of us make in the trading group, I believe it's $19.99 right now. For the first 25 members, we've still got a few open spots, and after that, the price goes on up. So check out a Discord if you haven't, and the other links in the description. It's another way to support the channel. Other than that, everyone trade safe today, and stay careful with that job data, and wake up, because today's going to be a good day.